You knew it was coming, and there's no way to escape it. Lesson 2 of HTML programming. Today in Lesson 2 we're going to start looking at formatting text. We're going to see how we can use headings and paragraphs. We're going to learn about the line break. And we're going to learn how to use bold, italics, and how to underline stuff. So, the very first thing we're going to do is open up our context. And we're going to create a new document. If we go to File and we go to New, we got our new document here. So what we need to do in order for context to show us the HTML syntax, we click on the down arrow here where it says text files, and we will scroll to the top till we see HTML document. Click. So now it will show us HTML headings or HTML headings, HTML syntax. Let's do File. We'll do Save As. We're going to save it in My Webs. We'll call this one, we'll just save it over Hello World. Actually, no, let's leave Hello World. And this one will be Lesson 02.htm. Enter. Alright, headings. Basically what headings are, headings are basically exactly what that says. They're headings. Like if you were writing a paragraph and you wanted to have like a nice big title, heading is a good way to do that. I believe there are 6 different heading sizes. Basically what the heading tag does is it designates a text size that is bolded, and it goes heading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And believe it or not, heading 1 or H1 is the biggest and 6 is the smallest. So we will actually go ahead and mess with this. So let's start our HTML document from scratch. See how much of this we remembered. HTML, head, title, headings, and stuff. Title. You know where we're going with this, right? Ending head, right? Cool. Next we got what? Oh, come on, you knew that though. We got body, we're going to end body, and we're going to finally close HTML. Whoops, not period, / HTML. So we have our document, we have our skeleton done. Cool, let's save it. File, save. And just to be sure it works, we need to open it. Let's click on IE as it decides to take a while. Let's close it. Minimize this. We're going to come back to our desktop, open up My Documents, open up My Webs, and then there's Lesson 2 right there. We'll just double click on that, and we're done. Close this so it's out of our way. Nice. Headings and stuff. Titles there, no content because we don't have any content. Open up context. In between our body tags, I'm going to write some code and then we're going to discuss what it does. We got our first heading. This is a H1 tag. And let's go ahead and cheat. Copy and paste H2, H3, H4, H5, H6. Now we have to go back here and do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, not yet. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 2. Whoops. 3, 4, 5, 6. Hopefully everything is right. We'll click our little save icon here, save file, come back down to IE and refresh the page. Oh my goodness, we got some HTML here. You can see how this is what H1 looks like. It's a nice big heading. Here's what H2 looks like. That's not supposed to say tab. Doesn't matter, it's supposed to say tag. You guys can put up with my spelling mistake, right? So this is an HTML tag for H1. So, this is a pretty good, simple, easy way to represent that. So next we're going to go ahead and talk about paragraphs. HTML paragraphs separate the typing into paragraphs. To use the paragraphs, all we have to do is use the P tag, which is the paragraph tag, and then write stuff in between it. So, now that we got the headings done, I'm going to erase everything except for the first one, because you basically can see that it just gives you different sizes. Alright? That's basically what it does. And I'm going to do a paragraph tag. Now here's a paragraph tag. P, and then close P. Everything in between here is going to be a paragraph. So we're going to test. We're going to write copy and paste text a whole bunch of times. I'm sorry. And watch, we're going to come down to the next line and we're going to keep going. Alright, let's save this out and check it out. Refresh. We have a heading for our paragraph, and then we have test written out a whole bunch of times. Doesn't that look like a whole lot of fun? I'm excited. Cool. So let's change this to, this is my test para, G-R-A-P-H, I guess. I'm not a really good speller. Refresh. This is my test paragraph, and then our paragraph says test. Now, the cool thing about this paragraph deal, I mean, you probably look at this and you're like, what the hell is this? This is ridiculous. Now, let's say if I wanted to have a second paragraph, all I have to do is come to the line below it, and I'm actually just going to copy the one that we just made, Control-C. If you hold Control and press E, it copies it, or for you old school guys, we'll do right-click, copy, and then down here we'll do right-click, paste. So I have two paragraphs, and let me separate them by a space, even though the white space doesn't really do anything. File, save, open this bad boy. It separates them. It puts a blank space in between the two. Now we might want to indent. Now there's a way that we can indent, and we're going to get to that in a little bit, but I'm going to show you guys something that might be a little bit deceptive. Open up context. Back here where the first P is, let's do like a two-space indent. Space, space on both. File, save. Open it back up. Uh-oh. How come we didn't space over? Because there's a reason for that. The white space is going to be ignored by the interpreter. Now, if I put a space right here, it's actually going to be utilized. Save and refresh. There's a space there. But if you ever want to start right after a tag, if you want to have any spaces, we have to use something, and it's the and symbol. So we do Shift 7 N B S P semicolon, and we're actually going to do that twice because we want to have two spaces. Let me show you just real quick. If I type this, it's going to add a space. It is the ASCII equivalent of a space. File, save, and refresh. See how there's a space right there? And maybe before the end of the lesson, I'll show you guys where you can get this kind of information from. I'm going to highlight that, right-click, copy, right here, right-click, paste. So now I have two spaces. I'm going to copy this, right-click, copy, and highlight my two spaces there and paste it, save it, open her back up. I got my two-space indent. Right? So now we know what the hell that the NBSP is. Cool. So let's check this next one out. We're going to use the line break. So I'm going to click back here. I'm going to erase my paragraph. I think I forgot my little closing tag here. And we're going to erase, I'll just erase everything. Everything is gone. Actually, I'll keep my heading. Cool. So let's start a paragraph. There we go. Starting a paragraph. I can even enter, have two spaces like this. This makes it a little bit easier to read. So, I mean, this is the way I like to do it. So I'm just going to go ahead and start doing it this way from now on. Let us take a look at an example of what a line break is. So we got the paragraph tag that basically takes the whole line and sets it all together. And then suppose we want to put two lines together, but we don't want them to be separated like the paragraphs were. We don't want to have that line in between them like this. We want this to set right next to this. So in between my paragraph tags, I don't even need to have my paragraph tags. As a matter of fact, just to show you I don't need to have them, I'm going to erase it. I'm going to write some code, and it's going to say this. As a matter of fact, I'm going to erase my heading tag as well. Just getting in my way. Now we're back to the bare bones. I'm going to write some code. This line will be on line 1. This line will be on line 2. Period. And let me get a period after this. Hopefully I have no spelling mistakes. Save. Refresh. Oh my goodness, it's all on the same line. What do I do? What happens if I do this? Save. Refresh. It's still on the same line. What the hell? What gives? Even though I want these two to print on two separate lines, it's not. I need to actually tell HTML that I want these two to be split up. And the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to use a tag called line break. Now the cool thing about line break is you don't have to close it. It's just a one-shot deal. And I can put that anywhere that I want, in between this and in between this. I can put it right here, or I could put it right down here. Doesn't really matter. Anywhere that I put it, anywhere that I put it, it's gonna do what I want. I'm gonna put it at the beginning of this line. I'm gonna do BR and then close it, save it. So I got my line break here. Refresh. Awesome. Now they sit on two separate lines, right? Some good stuff. I could even put another space right here. Save. Refresh. Doesn't matter. Let's go ahead and mess with this a little bit more. Let's put it all on the same line. Save. Refresh. Oh my goodness, same output. Doesn't matter. Let's add a couple of them. You know I like to mess around. So we got 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 line breaks. Save it. Refresh it. Now I got 4 spaces in between. That's some good stuff. Alright. So I'm going to erase this code that we just did. And now we're going to talk a little bit about bold, italics, and underline. And then we're actually going to we'll do something. We'll do something. Alright. Basically, we all know of bold, italics, and underline. As a matter of fact, it's pretty simple. If we go to, I think, if I go to Start, Programs, Start, Proggies, Accessories, WordPad, we're all familiar with this setup for Microsoft Word and all this stuff. We have bold, italic, and underline. It's at the push of a button. Now let's say if in our HTML document we want to have text that's bolded. So let's write some code to make that happen. In order for bold to be used, we need to use the bold tag, and this is actually opened and closed. All that we have to do is do B and then close it off with a B. Everything in between here is going to be bold. So I'm going to type everything inside these tags will be bold. Hopefully I spelled everything right. If I didn't, it doesn't matter. The concept is still there. Save it. Refresh. Ooh, looks nice and bold. Click back here. I'm going to erase what I just typed. Now I just want to make a single word bold. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the way beginning, and I'm going to type only the word, and then in between here, actually I want to do a space, then in between here, only the word bold. And if I go outside bold, will be in bold. Save it. What do you suspect is going to happen here? Only the word bold is in bold. Let's check out italics. Let's go to the next line. What are we going to have to do here? We're going to have to do a line break. You got it. Okay, so next we want to do italics. So how do we do that? there's an italic thing just like bold, and that is the lowercase I. And then we're going to close that with another one. So everything in between these tags is going to be in italics. So let us do only, and I can't spell, so hopefully I don't spell anything wrong. Only the word. Let's see if I can spell italics without killing myself here. I-T-A-L-I-C-S. I believe that's how you spell it. I-T-A-L-I-C-S. Only the word italics, and then we'll go to the end here, will be in I-T-A-L-I italics. Alright. Save it. Bring it back up. Refresh. Look at that. Beautiful or what? I guess there's only one more we gotta do now. Line break. And let's go ahead and do an underline. Basically, we all know what underline looks like. It's when you take the word and you have a line under it. You know, just like in WordPad, if you were to push the little U with the line under it, gives you an underline. So we're just going to go ahead and learn how to program that in HTML. And now we're going to use the underline tag. So that's going to be, I mean, I'm pretty sure we're used to this by now. Only the word, and then we'll do a U, underline, and then we'll close off the U, will be underlined. Period. Save it out, open it back up, refresh, oops, not stop, refresh. So we got bold, we got italics, and we got underline. We are the absolute greatest programmers in the entire world. Alright, now to conclude this lesson, I know this is a pretty simple one. I'm going to give you guys an assignment, and then we'll go over the answer in a separate video. What I want you guys to do is I want you guys to make an HTML page, okay, that talks about everything we learned in this lesson. So we're going to do a title of the page, and the title of the page is going to be Everything I Learned in Lesson 2. And I want you guys to have an H1 tag that says Everything I Learned in Lesson 2. Then I want you to write a paragraph underneath each heading about the topic, and then bold and underline each topic, and write in the paragraph. God, I'm so bad at describing this stuff. And in the paragraph, I want you guys to italicize the word that we're working on. Let me. That was a really bad explanation. Let me go ahead and I'll show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. Alright, we're back. This is basically what I want you guys to do for the assignment for this lesson. I want you to make a page that looks just like this. I'm not going to show you the code. We'll go over that next time. I want you to have a title, Everything I Learned in Lesson 2, and then we're going to have a heading, Everything I Learned in Lesson 2. This is an H1 heading, so that's how we're going to do that. This right here is going to be a regular, I love HTML. This is going to be regular text, and then this is going to be bold and underlined. And then every single time that you write the word, any word that's in here, the title that's in here, in your word here, I want you to italicize it, like HTML kicks ass. HTML is italicized. Headings, we learned about headings, and then the word headings and heading. Paragraphs, I want you guys to talk about paragraphs. Line break, we're going to talk about line breaks, so you guys write that in here. Bold, italics, and underline, they can all fit under the same one, and I want you guys to do the bold, italicized, and things like that in here. And we'll probably go over the answers to this later. Make it look as close to this as you can. Alright guys, concluding lesson 2, Kevin signing off. See you guys later.